Hello there guys, welcome back to Blues Fans TV for another match preview and predicted 11 video by myself ahead of Chelsea's first, appearance in this year's Carabao Cup as Chelsea and, the top side of the Premier League start the Carabao Cup campaign in the third round as we take on Barnsley at Stamford Bridge tomorrow night on Wednesday evening, with the kickoff being at 7:45 p.m. UK time. Of course, at Stamford Bridge, might have said that already, doesn't matter. That's what we're here for today. There's a lot to talk about. It was a very, very interesting press conference today, first of all, meaning, my predicted 11 and the team that I personally would feel is going to be very interesting. And also we're taking on a team that maybe we shouldn't underestimate. Maybe we should not underestimate. Of course, if you are new here, make sure you subscribe to Blues Fans TV. That'd be massively, massively appreciated. Help us reach 200,000 subscribers along the way. That'd be bloody brilliant. And make sure to drop a like if you're watching this right now and if you're excited for the game and if you're excited to see a certain new defender make his debut, a certain new goalkeeper signed for Chelsea Football Club, and maybe a certain other defender also make his debut. That'd be bloody brilliant if you could drop a like, and of course make sure you smash that notification bell button as well so you don't miss any of our future content. But enough waffling, let's get into the video. Like I said, the press conference today was brilliant. The press conference was brilliant. Because there was so much news. Usually press conferences are pretty dead, but today it was actually rather interesting. Starting it off with, Lampard said that, without disrespect to Barnsley, he's taken this game as a huge opportunity for helping our players to gain some fitness, basically being part of our pre-season, because essentially we are still in pre-season. We only had one friendly. We had so many players, having to isolate before. And when we actually played Brighton in our pre-season game, then international breaks, and then the season already started. So, Lampard is taking this as an opportunity to do that. And then he did confirm that Thiago Silva will be part of tomorrow's squad. He said he is getting fitter, but the boss is yet to decide how many minutes the Brazilian defender is actually going to play, as he turns 36 years old today. So happy birthday to you, Thiago, if you're watching this by some random coincidence. And actually the same also goes for Ben Chilwell. The same also goes for Ben Chilwell. He will also be in the squad tomorrow and is likely to make his debut off the bench. While Christian Pulisic and Hakim Ziyech are still not 100% fit, they are getting very close to being fit, according to Frank Lampard. So I guess let's be hopeful that they might at least be available for the bench against West Brom on the weekend. That'd be bloody brilliant. And then arguably, even bigger news from the press conference, Frank Lampard has confirmed that Edouard Mendy, the Rennes goalkeeper, the now pretty much Chelsea goalkeeper, was having his medical at Chelsea as the press conference was actually going on earlier, and said that subject of that medical actually going well, Mendy will be a Chelsea player and should actually also be available to play on the weekend and should not have to, isolate or anything of the sort. He will have a test today, and then he will have a test with the rest of the group on Thursday, and all of that being negative, of course, he will be available to play on Saturday against West Brom, according to Lampard, although he wasn't 100% sure about whether what he's saying there was 100% correct. With all of that said, let's get into both the team that I myself would field, as well as my predicted 11 for the game tomorrow. And of course, as always, guys, make sure you let me know your thoughts on what I'm about to say, the teams I'm about to put out and show you on screen. Let me know your thoughts on that down in the comments section below. Of course, that's very important. Lampard did confirm already after Liverpool and today again that Willy Caballero would start in goal. And to be honest, well, why would I disagree with that? Personally, there's a good chance it will be the only game we'll play all season, really, with Mendy coming in now, unless we manage to sell or loan out Kepa. So, for me, it will also be Caballero in goal. The two centre-backs for me will be Antonio Rudiger and Fikayo Tomori. Reasons being simply that Zuma looks fit and sharp enough. Give him a little bit of a rest, play him again on Saturday. I don't think Frank Lampard wants to play Christensen again after that game on Sunday, at least not straight away. And I believe it's unlikely for Thiago Silva to actually start. I think it's more likely for him to either come on at half-time, or during the second half. Coming to the fullbacks, but Azpilicueta needs a start, he's our captain. Come on, give the guy a start. So him at right back, in my opinion, give Reece James a rest. He's looked good so far anyway, and Azpi needs those minutes to get fully fit and sharp anyway. And then I'd have Alonso at left back still, actually. Until Lampard confirmed that Chilwell would actually also be in the squad as well as Thiago Silva, which he confirmed later on in the press conference, I would have actually even started Emerson tomorrow. But now, there's really no point in that, is there? You could argue, to be fair, that maybe start Reece James at right back, Azpi left back, and then bring Chilwell on for James, moving Azpilicueta over to right back. I would arguably even prefer that, but I think it's just a little bit too out there. I just don't think Frank will do that, even though this is my own lineup, I guess. Personally, I'd go for a 4-3-3 with 2 attacking 8s and 1 DM against the championship side. I think we should do that, get ourselves scoring some goals and, overload them in, their defensive third, our final third. We should just do that against the Championship side, especially one that has lost the first 2 games of the season without scoring a single goal. And I'll even do that without playing an actual DM in that role, because I would actually start Mateo Kovacic as that DM in that 4-3-3 midfield. Lampard said he wants to use this game-to-game match fitness, so I would just start a midfielder that didn't feature against Brighton because of his suspension. You know, Kante and Jorginho already played 2 games, so you know, if we're looking for match fitness, I think we should play Kovacic. My 2 attacking 8s then will be Ross Barkley and Ruben Loftus-Cheek for rotational reasons, and to give them both minutes, which especially Ruben Loftus-Cheek needs very, very badly. So Ruben is the left-handed midfielder and Barkley is the right-handed midfielder. I just put it like that. But then coming to the wingers, I initially actually had young Tino Anjorin starting, but then Lampard made a very obvious point in a press conference that because of having to be in the bubble, we can't actually just pull academy players up into training or games whenever we want, like we usually can. Meaning Anjorin can't actually play unless he's been training with the first team, which would be news to me, and I couldn't find information about that anywhere. So I went for Hudson-Odoi at left wing. I really want to see the guy play, especially with reports flying around that he is now pushing for a loan move due to his disappointment at not getting minutes, even with currently our 2 starting wingers being injured. And because those 2 in Ziyech and Pulisic are still out, I would go with Kai Havertz at right wing. I know it sounds crazy, and I know all of us agree that he should be played down the middle, but you know, I'd rather play him on the right wing than not at all, get him that match fitness. So that's what I personally do, although I'd also be happy if Barkley or Ruben, probably more likely, were on the wing and Kai played as a number 8. I'd be pretty good with that as well. And then personally, I would start Tammy Abraham up front. He needs the confidence boosts more than Olivier Giroud does, in my opinion. So start Tammy and hope he gets some goals, even though it's more than likely that against West Brom, it will either be Havertz as a false 9 or Timo Werner up front again. But now that, as you can see on this side of the screen, that is the team that I personally would field. And now coming to my predicted 11 on this side, which is actually a fair bit different, except at the back, because I actually think Lampard will start the exact same goalkeeper and defence as I would, with Caballero, as is already confirmed, Rudiger and Tomori at centre-back, and then Athby and Alonso starting at full-back, with Thiago Silva and Ben Chilwell coming on in the second half, even if actually using 2 of your 3 subs on defenders is a bit silly. So let's hope we're comfortably in the lead by that point and not, needing off some attacking reinforcements, because that might mean debuts of Thiago Silva or Ben Chilwell might be delayed, which I really don't want. And then I believe Frank Lampard will pick a 4-2-3-1 formation, unlike myself, and start Jorginho and Mateo Kovacic as a double pivot. Actually, I do kind of think he will start Kante, but I'm just hoping that he doesn't, so that he doesn't make the same mistake again as he did last season multiple times, and actually gives the Frenchman some rest now, and just trying to avoid injuries. He doesn't have to play every single game. We don't need N'Golo Kante's defensive abilities against a Championship side in the Carabao Cup. We just don't. So how about we don't do that? Let's not do that. Let's not start Kante. Let's go with, if you want to, Jorginho and Kovacic as a double pivot. And then coming to the 3 behind the striker, I guess, without being able to start academy players, I think these 3 positions will be filled very uninspiringly, personally, especially as I believe that Lampard will leave Hudson-Odoi out again. Whatever you think of that, I think he will. I would be almost surprised if Hudson-Odoi starts. I would be happily surprised, but I would be surprised. Meaning my predicted 3 behind the striker are actually going to be Ross Barkley as the number 10, Ruben Loftus-Cheek on the left wing, and Mason Mount on the right wing. Although it might be Havertz instead of one of the 3. I'm just unsure, because to me, even though Havertz only played the first half against Liverpool, he looked so tired somehow. He went up against Virgil van Dijk, of course, but still, he looked really tired. He looked really shattered, so I'm not really sure whether he will start him, but maybe he will, and I would be very happy with that. And then up front, I also think Frank Lampard will go with Tammy Abraham. I'm really unsure, I said I also think, but I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you. It's a complete guess game, and it might just be Olivier Giroud as well. And to be honest, I could be completely wrong with this predicted 11, and Lampard might just start almost the same team as on Sunday, simply because, like he said, he wants those main players to get more match fitness. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see. And in general, I can only re-emphasize what I usually say anyway. More movement, quicker passing, and then we will create chances and then hopefully score them, especially against a lower league opposition. Even if it's the Championship, let's make sure we're on the front foot and actually get a few goals. That'd be good. That'd be good. Defensively, actually, I believe that we've improved from last season in these first 2 games of the season, defending set pieces, especially, but also from open play. I thought it's been better. So let's hope we can keep that trend, I guess, going, and then try to use this game as practice in how to beat teams that sit very, very deep against us with 2 low blocks. And, because as we know, a lot of bottom half Premier League teams do that as well. So let's use it as practice. That'd be good. And, just make those runs in behind when there is space. Move around so we're more difficult to mark, as well as making it easier to keep the passing quick when you move around, which then in turn moves the opposition around more, which always, that's just how football is. Always create space for runs and deadly passes, and that's how you beat, you know, teams that sit very, very deep. Just quickly touching on Barnsley to finish it off as well. Like I said already, they lost their, you know, opening 2 games of the Championship season, but to be fair, have already won 2 games in the League Cup to get here, and those opponents were actually 2 other Championship sides as well, in Nottingham Forest and Middlesbrough then last week. So even though they lost the 2 opening games, they already also beat 2 Championship sides, you know, this season. So I guess it's very difficult to judge Barnsley at the moment. Last season, actually, they only just about avoided relegation with an insane finish to the season, scoring 8 points in their last 5 games and staying up with just 1 point ahead of Charlton. So that was bloody brilliant by them, fair play. And for me, at least, the last interesting thing is their manager is actually Austrian. And they actually have more Austrian players in their squad than bloody Red Bull Salzburg do. So that's quite funny. And, you know, I guess me as an Austrian, I think that's quite interesting, even though most of you probably do not. In the end, my score prediction is going to actually be a 3-0 win. What is wrong with me today and saying the word actually? I do apologise. But yeah, a 3-0 win is my score prediction, hoping for Kai Havertz and Ruben Loftus-Cheek to get goals, and ideally also Timo Werner, if he does start or come off the bench. You can score as a substitute. That'd be absolutely perfect. You know, get those, you know, new players some goals, get Loftus-Cheek some goals that, you know, just needs confidence. That'd be bloody brilliant. But to be honest, guys, that's really been it for me. That has been it for me. So I do appreciate every single one of you that has tuned in. I honestly really, really do. Like I said in the beginning already, make sure you subscribe to Blues Fans TV if you haven't yet. Help us reach 200,000 subscribers. Tell your mates about it if you have subscribed, and drop a like if you're excited for the game and if you enjoyed this video. And just to mention it lastly, make sure you subscribe to my channel as well. The, you know, link to it will be up there in the I button. Help me reach 7,000 subscribers, and there will be another kind of more in-depth review a day after of the Barnsley game on Thursday on my channel, like that was about the Liverpool game yesterday. If you haven't checked that out yet, do so. But yeah, that's really been it for me. Thank you guys for watching. Up the Chelsea, and I'll see you when I see you.